What's Grounded, fam? It's your boy Johnny Geo. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Grounded Phoenix YouTube channel and podcast. Welcome to my video diary. This is where I put my shit on blast in hopes of sharing something that may help someone in one way or another. This video is going to be about how to have fun at parties or when you go out to party, being sober. This was actually a question from The Apprentice, who I appreciate. Much love to you, my boy. Crazy story on how I met the dude. I'll probably tell you guys all about that in another video. But for today, I'm going to be talking about the question he asked is, how do you have fun partying sober, right? And you know, for me, that question is twofold, because you know, I'm sure you've been sober maybe a few times and you've been out. You probably end up drinking or whatever you do because it doesn't feel the same. You know, you see everybody having so much more fun than you. There's a reason for that. Now, when you define the word fun, you know, it changes and it varies from people to people. But what we're looking for is a specific feeling when we are surrounded by people that are indulging in the same things as we are. And it's a euphoric feeling, right? And in order to understand this, we have to know a little bit about the brain and the chemicals it releases naturally, but also how these chemicals get released into our body with the help of drugs and alcohol. So dopamine is the chemical that I'm talking about, and naturally we produce dopamine when we have sex, when we fall in love, when we get rewarded for something. You get a new job, things like this, right? You produce dopamine, this feeling of like, oh man, this is so exciting, like this is dope. But the fact of the matter is that we get flooded with dopamine when we're under the influence, and therefore it enhances the experience. And so the more we use, the more dopamine we get, and the more fun the experience becomes when we party. So how do we have fun at parties or get on the level as everybody else without the substances? I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. You can't. You will not. Unless you really, really love music. You might get that. If you really love dancing, it could produce a certain amount of dopamine because of the dancing and the music. But there is a balanced amount of dopamine that our body releases, so naturally we just can't. And we have to accept that. It's just not normal for our body to experience that amount of dopamine. That's why we have crashes. That's why we feel like shit sometimes. I don't know if any of you guys ever taken ecstasy before, but that's why you have like this crazy ass crash, because your body's trying to regulate itself, or from any other substance, right? So, and that's why we crave it so much, because we want to get back to that. So how do I have fun? Because I'm only going to be speaking from experience. How do I have fun when I go to parties or events? Here's the thing. I don't party. I don't party like I used to. I don't go to raves. I don't party every weekend. I'm much more of a homebody now. But every once in a while, I do like to go out, especially on special occasions, or kick it with the homies. So your definition of fun changes because you change, your hobbies change, you know? I used to be very, very into going out to parties, and I remember I felt so empty when I wouldn't. I felt like I really needed to go out. Like I was itching for that feeling. If I stayed home on a weekend, I felt huge amounts of FOMO. I felt like the world was gonna crash. I felt like a part of me was missing. I couldn't stand being at home. But now my definition of fun has changed. My understanding of dopamine is on a level where I'm okay with that. And how I'm able to have fun in social events or parties is simply this, is you gotta have a reason to be there. You are not gonna have fun going to a bar knowing that you're not gonna drink or blaze or whatever. You're just not gonna have fun because everybody else is experiencing this euphoric effect, this euphoric feeling of happiness that you are just not gonna feel. So my advice to people is, how do you have fun going to these events? Is you have a purpose for being there. If someone's having a birthday party at a bar and you really value this person's company, this person's friendship, and you want to go, then you go to celebrate their birthday with music, with food, with get used to drinking seltzer water, ginger ale, whatever. That's my go-to. But the fact of the matter is, the key here is going somewhere that you have a purpose for going to. A birthday party, a celebration, a concert where you're enjoying the music, not just the booze and the smoke and other things that come with that, right? You know, it could be the opposite sex, perhaps, you know, but you gotta have a purpose for why you're going to these events, and I'll guarantee you will enjoy yourself if you really do care about this person, if you really do care about this event. It doesn't matter if you're drunk or high or not. What matters is the purpose you are there for. For example, I go play basketball, right? And my homies are pounding, smoking. I don't know if you've ever been to recreational parks, but you know, they do their thing and they play ball, and I don't put any judgment on them. Shit, I used to do the exact same thing. They're homies, they're good friends, but they're able to handle their shit and drink and smoke and play ball. So when I go, I have a blast. Why? Because I love playing basketball. And I love playing basketball with them. I've been hooping with them for a long time. So the drinking, the smoking has no effect on my happiness, because I love spending time with them and I love balling them up. So you see, we will never, well, there's rare occasions where people get euphoric feelings, effects in their body because of music, because a certain amount of joy. Let's say somebody's getting proposed to, they might get this crazy ass high. Someone's getting married, this very good news, right? They might get that dopamine hit and just like, whoosh, you know, you win the lottery, something like that. But only in those instances. And that's rare every once in a while, but naturally we're not going to reach that amount of dopamine released in our body, like I said, naturally. So if you are somebody that is planning on getting sober and you want to know how to have fun in these events, first of all, I would not recommend it in the first year that you do it, just because there's a big risk of you falling back, relapsing, taking steps backwards. So I don't recommend that. What I do recommend you doing in the first year is getting to know yourself, getting to know what you like doing, getting to know who your real friends are. This way, those are the people that you go to their social events. Those are the people that oh shit, I fucking blanked out. But those are the people that you go to the social events to, and you end up knowing who you are, your hobbies, what your strengths are. It's a self-development year per se. It should always be a self-development year, but this is when you get to know what you will be doing, how you will be spending your extra time now that you have weekends off, that you're not hungover anymore. Now that you know who you really are, how you're gonna be spending your extra money, you know? So, the sad reality is, fellas and ladies, that we are probably never going to feel that happy or as joyous or as excited or as lit as everybody else who is drunk or high in a fucking party, because naturally we don't produce that amount of dopamine in our brain, right? So getting sober is not boring. Let me just say this, because I'm probably making it sound like, holy shit, well, that shit's whack. No, it's not. Because being sober, you experience genuine internal happiness, not things that come externally from exterior substances. You're able to have fun by doing the things you love to do, that you truly love to do, and not that were subconsciously programmed into your mind by other people, your environment, society. You're able to do what you really want to do, and you're not gonna do that until you know who you really fucking are. And let me just make this clear: getting to know who you really are, what you really like, what you really love, what you're all about, it can change. We're forever growing, at least. That's what I believe. Everlasting change. You know, someone once told me that those who grow together stay together. Grounded phoenix, stable new beginnings. You always have an opportunity to change, to better yourself, no matter what the circumstances are. What is that? Addict, alcoholic, trauma victim, mommy issues, daddy issues, sexual assault, your girlfriend left you, your boyfriend cheated on you. Fuck that bitch. Fuck them. We learn to love ourselves for who we are, and you're able to be triumphant. It's not going to be easy, but it damn sure is worth it. Now, I probably just went on this crazy ass fucking rant, And please forgive me because I probably answered the question already. My bad, The Apprentice. By the way, I really like that YouTube name, The Apprentice. So I hope I answered the question, bro. Hit me up on Instagram, my guy. Grounded Phoenix on Instagram. DM me if anybody has any questions or would like me to do a video about a specific topic. Just DM me. I'll get back to you, or drop a comment. I'll reply. I'm really good with replying on my comment section. So yeah, I hope everybody has an amazing start to your weekend. It's fucking Friday. Let's get it. Have a safe. Things are crazy right now in the fucking world, but there is the external world, and then there is our internal world. Let's try to keep a balance, stability, and stay grounded on the inside, regardless of the external circumstances. All right? Much love, everybody. Peace.